Hello, my name is Miss Boyd, and I am your string teacher. Today, I'm going to introduce to you the 4 different instruments that you can learn to play in my string class. The first instrument I'm going to introduce is called the violin, and this is the violin. The violin has 4 strings. It has a G string, a D string, an A string, and an E string. What makes the violin so special is that it has that high upper E string. That is the highest note out of all the strings that I'm going to introduce to you today, the highest string out of all the instruments I'm going to introduce to you today. And I'm going to showcase how we play high notes on the violin. If you're interested in learning how to play the violin, you would be more drawn to higher sounding notes, higher sounding songs, and you in general just like a higher sound to listen to. And that is the violin. I'm going to compare the violin to the next instrument that you can play called the viola. And this is the viola. The viola tends to be thicker in width on the side. Can you see the difference? The violin's thinner and the viola is thicker on the side. The viola also happens to have a string that the violin doesn't have. It has a C string. Right? The violin, as we learned earlier, has an E, an A, which shares with the viola, a D, it shares a G, and then it does not share a C string. So what makes the viola so special is that it has a string that the violin doesn't have. It has a C string. And what makes the violin so special is that it has an E string, which the viola does not have. If you like sounds that are just a little bit lower, you are going to love the viola. You're going to love the viola a little bit more than the violin because if you're drawn to more kind of mellow, lower sounds than the violin, then you will love the viola more than the violin. And the viola sounds like this. hear the difference? Do you hear the lower, mellower, and richer tones of this instrument than the violin? Now, if you really like the lower sounds, you might be interested in learning how to play the cello. Wow, right? A lot bigger than the violin. A lot bigger, right? A lot bigger. And like the viola, they do share some strings in common. The strings they share the same notes in common, except that the cello is an octave. That means 8 steps, like 8 stair steps lower than the viola. Here we have our A's, D's, our G's, and our C's. Do you hear how this is much lower than the viola, the cello? A whole octave lower than the viola. So I sit with the cello between my legs. And this is what the cello sounds like. And that is the cello. If you like those thicker, deeper, richer sounds, you will be attracted and interested in learning how to play the cello. And my last instrument, the last instrument I can learn in my class is the double bass. Now you can either sit or stand to play the double bass. Here is the double bass. Okay. The double bass is really, really, really low. Okay, it's very, very low. And it's kind of backwards. It's backwards from the violin in the sense that their lowest string is way over here. That's the E string, the A string, the D string, and the G string. Okay. Listen for those really rich low sounds. And those are the instruments in the violin family. I hope that we're able to work together this year, and I look forward to teaching you more about the violin family. Thanks for watching.